I am a self-confessed petrolhead addicted to engines and motor racing. Consequently, I'm at my happiest trackside taking photos of motorcycles, cars, trucks and any other vehicles that may be racing. In this clip, I'm going to disclose my motorsports photography equipment. The bag I use is this Lower Pro 75AW, and whilst it is a huge bag, I need it to carry the camera and the lens I use for motorsports photography, and nothing else will cut it. I've owned and used loads of camera bags over the years, but this one I have stuck with and I wouldn't use anything else. This Lower Pro 75AW is strong, robust, padded and plenty sturdy enough to protect my costly equipment. It is also very comfortable to carry around the trackside. I use a Canon 7D camera for motorsports photography, and the reasons for this include: the magnesium body is sealed, which is crucial to keep the dust out. Race circuits are notoriously dusty and I want to make sure it doesn't affect my camera. The crop factor gives a little more reach, which is essential as I have to stay behind the barriers due to safety reasons. The autofocus is super quick, and once locked onto a vehicle it will remain locked onto it. The fast processors allow for a high burst rate, which increases the chances of getting the shot. The image quality of the 7D is fantastic and it never disappoints. I use a battery grip with the 7D because it results in a balanced setup when using my zoom lens. If I don't use the battery grip, the lens feels too big and too heavy for the camera and it's not comfortable to use. The battery grip does add a bit of size and weight to the camera, but this balances the lens and leads to better sports photos. I use the Canon 100-400L IS lens for motorsports photography and I won't use anything else. A zoom lens is more versatile than a prime lens, and with this lens I can change the focal length and zoom in or zoom out to change the framing and composition accordingly. The push-pull zoom is quick and efficient and the keeper-shot ratio is always high. The image quality of this lens is not quite as good as that of the 400mm prime lens, but you do have to go pixel peeping to see the difference. And in the real world, no one does that. This isn't the fastest of lenses, but then if it were any faster it would cost several times more and be well out of my budget. The speed of this lens simply means I have to do workarounds and push the ISO to keep the shutter speeds high. The 7D deals with higher ISOs and the image quality is acceptable until very high ISOs are used, so this really isn't a problem. I don't want to take too much gear with me when I am walking around circuits taking motorsports photos, therefore other than the above I don't take much else. I do keep a few spare batteries, memory cards, an air blower, lens pen and cleaning cloth in the side pockets of my bag though. I never use flash for motorsports photography because I don't think it's fair on the racers. In fact, I think that having a flash go off in your face on the entrance to a fast corner is downright dangerous. Whenever I go to race circuits though, I do see plenty of photographers using flashes and speedlights, however I never use them and I never follow suit. So there we have it, that's all the gear I use for motorsports photography. I do travel light because I really can't see the point in taking so much gear if you're not going to use it.